Kwabena, a young man from a small village, decided to leave his hometown to seek better opportunities. His family had struggled to make ends meet, and he knew he had to find a way to support them. After traveling for days, he arrived in a bustling Ashanti town, hopeful and determined. He soon met Nana Kojo, a prominent landlord who owned vast lands, including a palm nut plantation. Kwabena approached Nana Kojo and expressed his desire to buy a small piece of land to work on. Intrigued by the young man's boldness, Nana Kojo agreed to sell him a plot at the edge of the plantation. Eager to start his new life, Kwabena used his savings to purchase the land and began harvesting palm nuts to sell at the local market. One humid afternoon, while working tirelessly under the scorching sun, Kwabena noticed something glimmering under a large palm tree. Curious, he dug around the roots and unearthed a metallic box. The box was old and rusted, yet it seemed valuable. Kwabena decided to take it home to examine it further. That evening, Kwabena visited Nana Kojo to share his discovery. He suggested they open the box together and split its contents equally, since it was found on Nana Kojo's land. The landlord agreed, but deep in his heart, greed began to fester. He saw this as an opportunity to claim the box for himself. Nana Kojo couldn't sleep that night. His mind raced with thoughts of wealth and power. He believed the box contained untold treasures and saw Kwabena as an outsider with no rights to claim it. By morning, Nana Kojo had devised a plan. He visited the king's elders and convinced them to support him in taking the box from Kwabena. The elders, swayed by the landlord's influence and promises, agreed to side with him. They reminded Nana Kojo of the town's custom. A foreigner had no claim over discoveries made on a local's land. Confident in his plan, Nana Kojo returned home, ready to confront Kwabena. Nana Kojo stormed into Kwabena's small hut, demanding the metallic box. "You are a stranger in this land," he said sternly. "That box belongs to me, since it was found on my property." Kwabena, stunned by the sudden hostility, refused to hand it over. The argument escalated until they agreed to settle the matter at the king's palace. Kwabena hoped for a fair judgment, but Nana Kojo felt assured of his victory, knowing the elders were on his side. The king's palace was packed as word spread about the mysterious box. Kwabena presented his case, explaining how he had discovered the box and suggested sharing its contents. Nana Kojo countered, emphasizing his ownership of the land. The king listened carefully and declared that, by fairness, Kwabena should keep the box since he had found it. However, the elders, loyal to Nana Kojo, protested, invoking the town's custom, that a foreigner's rights were secondary. After much deliberation, the king reluctantly ruled in favor of Nana Kojo, granting him ownership of the box. Kwabena, heartbroken and humiliated, stood before the crowd. Before leaving the palace, he turned to Nana Kojo and the elders, his voice steady despite his pain. "Next to greediness lies death," he said. The crowd murmured, unsure of what his words meant, but his calm yet firm tone lingered in their minds as he walked away. After Kwabena left, the king asked Nana Kojo to open the box, as he had claimed it for himself. Standing in the palace, Nana Kojo prepared to reveal its contents. The crowd leaned in, eager to witness the treasure within. As the lid creaked open, gasps erupted from those gathered. Inside, there were no gold or jewels, but instead a skull surrounded by cowries, beads, necklace, and earrings. The king's face turned pale as he recognized the necklace around the skull. It belonged to his daughter Afia, who had gone missing the morning of her wedding day. The realization struck like lightning. This was no treasure chest, but evidence of a heinous crime. The king, Nana Kwame, was overcome with grief and rage. He had mourned his daughter's disappearance, but now he knew the truth. Turning to Nana Kojo, he demanded answers. "What do you know of this?" Nana Kojo, trembling and drenched in sweat, stammered, "I swear I knew nothing of this. I thought it was treasure." But his fear betrayed him. The crowd began to murmur, suspicion growing like wildfire. Inside, there were no gold or jewels, but instead a skull surrounded by cowries, beads, necklace, and earrings. The king, recalling Kwabena's parting words, realized their chilling significance. "Next to greediness lies death," he repeated, his voice heavy with meaning. He ordered his guards to seize Nana Kojo, ordered Nana Kojo's execution by guillotine. A wooden platform was hastily constructed in the town square, and the guillotine's blade gleamed ominously in the sun. The landlord's greed had not only cost him his honor, but also his life. The elders, shamed by their complicity, could not protest as they watched the grim sentence unfold. News spread across the town like Harmattan wind. Elders whispered about ancient curses tied to greed and the desecration of sacred lands. The box, it seemed, was part of a ritual to summon wealth, and Nana Kojo's greed had led him straight into its trap. As the investigation unfolded, Kwabena was summoned back to the palace. The king apologized for the unjust ruling and commended him for his honesty. Kwabena, though still hurt, accepted the apology, knowing the truth had come to light. The town mourned the king's daughter and reflected on the dangers of greed. Kwabena's integrity became a symbol of righteousness, and the king promised to protect the rights of all, foreigner or not. Kwabena was granted a larger piece of land and the king's blessing to continue his work. He became a respected member of the community, proving that hard work and honesty would always triumph over greed. Elders revealed that the box was linked to an old forbidden ritual performed by desperate men seeking wealth. It was a grim reminder of the cost of greed and betrayal. The king decreed that justice must be fair, regardless of a person's origin. He vowed to ensure no one else suffered as Kwabena had. Kwabena's dedication and humility brought him great success. His palm nut business flourished, and he became a beacon of hope for others in the town. The town held a ceremony to honor Afia's memory and cleanse the land of the ritual's curse. It was a time of mourning and healing, uniting the people in shared resolve. The community grew stronger, having learned the dangers of greed and the importance of fairness. Kwabena's story was told to future generations as a moral lesson. The tale of Kwabena and the metallic box became a lasting reminder. Greed blinds the heart and leads to destruction, but honesty and humility pave the way to lasting prosperity. Nana Kojo's greed and Kwabena's honesty truly teach us valuable lessons. Stories like these remind us of the importance of integrity and humility in life.
If you enjoyed this video and want to see more powerful tales like this, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future videos. I'd love to hear your thoughts on today's story. Do you think Nana Kojo could have changed his fate? Or was it too late for him? Drop your answers in the comments below. I read every one of them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Remember, every story has a lesson. It's up to us to learn from it. Bye for now.